Taehyung was sleeping, even though he had a meeting soon. You tried waking him up and reminded him not to stay up late. He slowly sat up and looked at the time with sleepy. You told him it was already 6:15 and he had only 45 minutes left. He lazily said he'd cancel the meeting. You pulled off his blanket. He gave you a scary side eye that gave you chills. You got scared and gave his blanket back. Then you quickly told him you were going to get ready and left the room. You walked straight to the bathroom without saying another word. An hour later, you were making a sandwich in the kitchen with a sad pout. Taehyung came out, fixing his tie and holding his laptop bag. He walked toward you. He asked if breakfast was ready and if you took a bath. You only replied with small sounds. He came closer and told you to look at him. You looked away quietly. He softly asked if you were scared. You said yes. He patted your head and tried to hug you, but you were still upset and pushed him away. He said he'd take you on a date. You agreed, but told him not to act scary again. He teased you by calling himself Daddy, which made you blush. You hit him playfully and he laughed, but then his phone rang. As soon as he picked up the call, his voice turned cold. You watched him from behind as he sat on the couch, waiting for breakfast. You felt nervous seeing his serious side. Later, you were on your laptop looking for jobs. You had finished college recently, and after a lot of begging, Taehyung finally let you apply for work. Then your phone rang. It was your best friend Sana. She said she got a job. You got excited and asked for a party. She told you to bring Taehyung too. You smiled and said, okay. She joked about him missing her wedding. You explained again that he was out of the country. She laughed it off and asked how your married life was going. You both laughed and teased each other. Then she asked personal questions and joked if anything had happened between you and Taehyung. You got shy and said no. You reminded her that you were only 17 when you got married. Even now, you felt too shy to talk to Taehyung about such things. Sana told you to mix something in his drink. You told her to stop being crazy, but she didn't. Then she jokingly said maybe Taehyung liked someone else. That comment made you overthink even more. Even after the call ended, her words stayed in your head. You remembered Taehyung was actually a mafia, not a professor, and he once said, "Mafia life is like movies." You started thinking too much. You decided to check his office while he wasn't home. You slowly entered and looked around carefully, hoping not to get caught on camera. You found documents, guns and knives, nothing about another girl. You felt a little better, but then you saw his jacket lying there and picked it up to wash. You checked the pockets to see if anything was left inside. You felt something. When you pulled it out, You were shocked. You couldn't believe what you found. Your mind went blank. You thought maybe Sana was right. You got scared and called Taehyung right away, shouting and crying over the phone, calling him a liar. You told him you thought he was busy with someone else, not work. He was confused and asked what happened, but you didn't let him talk and ended the call. You ran to your room crying, throwing away his things. You packed your bag quickly, tears still rolling down your cheeks. You were ready to leave the house. Before you could step out, one of Taehyung's men stopped you. He said the boss ordered not to let you go anywhere. You shouted, but he refused to give your bag. You said Taehyung meant nothing to you now. Just then, Taehyung walked in. He warned you to mind your words and said you'd regret this once he proved the truth. You tried to walk past him, but he pulled you into a hug. As soon as your head touched his chest, you broke into tears again, feeling small and helpless. He gently held you and asked what made you think he cheated. You told him about the item you found in his jacket. He looked confused and shocked. He said he had never bought such a thing. You pushed him and called him a liar again. He asked to see the jacket. You shouted that you didn't trust him anymore. He told you not to say hurtful things when angry. His strong voice scared you more, making you feel like a small child. You started crying even harder. He became soft again and hugged you. He said nothing would be solved unless you showed him what you found. You nodded and brought the jacket and item to him. He checked it and told you the jacket wasn't his. He said it belonged to Jimin. You didn't believe him, but then he reminded you of the day Jimin visited. He told you Jimin left his stuff there and you were supposed to give it to his wife if she came. Slowly, you started to remember what happened that day. He hugged you again and softly teased you for forgetting things easily. You shouted his name but felt a bit relieved. You told him to warn Jimin's wife next time. He laughed and promised. You said sorry for doubting him. He told you sorry was not enough and now he had to show how much he loved only you. You said you trusted him, but before you could speak more, he took out his phone and called Jimin. He asked if he could use Jimin's stuff. Jimin laughed and said yes. Taehyung ended the call and put the item in his pocket. You stood there, confused and quiet, still trying to process everything. He walked up to you, smiled, and picked you up in bridal style. Then he said sweetly, "Now you will see the real daddy side of him."
Thanks for watching guys. See you next video. Love you.